What's good, y'all, and welcome to another vid. So, Falcia is confirmed and we already have a date. Falcia's banner will be arriving on the 26th, which is in 10 days. Now, this gives us a lot of information and a lot of things to talk about. So, let's get into it. First point, and what is most concerning for all of you, is now, when is Kigiri going to arrive? Based on the same schedule and everything else after and in between and whatnot, you can assume that at minimum, there's going to be a 2-week distance between the Falcia and the Kigiri banner. So Kigiri should be arriving pretty much bang on close to the anniversary. So he should be coming to war on, let's see, if everything goes according to schedule. He should be, let's see, when's the next Thursday? The 10th. Thursday, the 10th of July seems to be something that I would say is pretty much likely for him to arrive on, which also is very, very close to the anniversary, with it being around like the 10th/13th, somewhere within that margin. So that means not only do we now know that we have the next limited and it's not Kigiri, we also know that we'll have at least, with everything now in a row, at least a minimum 3-week break. So next week, or better said this week, we have the Valkyria banner. The week after we have the Falcia banner with event stages. We'll go over all of that right here after. And then after that should again be a little bit of a break week. So it goes Valkyria, break week, Falcia, break week, whatever big stuff, potentially Kigiri, everything else in between, new class, yada yada, we don't know yet, but we at least know what's going to happen for the next 2 weeks, which is unprecedented. We at least now finally again know some more. So let's briefly go through this. Overall fight with Falcia, it's pretty much a rerun of the event we, I think, now have for the 3rd time. What you need to keep in mind though is you get free summons, you get free event rewards, you get free currency, and you get the chance to most likely get your exclusive equipment in the shop. And that is very, very important. We'll also talk about the exclusive equipment briefly or more in detail in a couple minutes, because that is what truly makes her strong. So overall 20% attribute boost, it is whatever. Here you have the redeem shop, which hopefully includes the exclusive equipment, which I think last time wasn't around yet. And here you have the date 26th to the 2nd, redemption 26th to the 3rd, sigil of your and sigil of sacrifice conversion period, which is the currency you get here that is going to go and get changed into gold. Make sure you spend your currency before it runs out, all right? Event stages, you have a story mode where there are 6 stages, and after you clear them, you will then also open up the challenge mode, which you can, there are 4 stages and can be played up to 5 times daily for free. It's basically the way you get yourself the currency and event rewards, event exclusive chat bubble and avatar. Yeah, this is her exclusive solution flame, is her exclusive artifact. We have to make sure we pick it up. And here you'll see diamonds, ancient summon shards, psychic power, legendary skill crystals, rare summons, and more. Another sign in once again on top, with at minimum 7 normal summons, but it's most likely going to be divine sprinkled in there too, potentially some ancients. So I would say like 10 blues, an ancient, and like 2 to 3 10 blues, a divine, and like 2 to 3 ancients. Tireless Raider, which is the ability to farm twice the stamina and get double the rewards in Gear 3. So it allows you to farm a lot for Gear 3. Keep in mind, this Tireless Raider, you might want to hold off on it, because we are hopefully closing in on the gem update. So this might not be as tasty as it seems like on first notice. Bounty challenge duration. Your account must have been in the land attire menacing monsters. It's pretty much just a click event. You do a bit of quest, you get some extra rewards overall. Here, Wizard's Horde, once again, more rewards, pretty easy, pretty simple. 2060 Dark Invocation, Falcia being guaranteed at 200 summons, featured with Livian. And a special summon that runs alongside of her with Beelzebub and Beatrix. That is also a decently high value banner. and then limited time special ancient summoning Morrigan and Alistair. So this banner is a huge skip unless they decide to rework Morrigan for whatever reason. But even then, this is a humongous skip. So we have information about the special, we have information about the normal banner, we have information about the ancient banner, and we have information about the limited. Let's talk about Falcia's kit and then also about, do you truly need more copies of her? Do you need her at all? What can she even do? So here we are, this is Falcia. Let's quickly recap her kit for all of us. After you perform 6 basic attacks, you gain the Demon Slaying stance. This is the stance you truly always want to be in with Falcia, and what it does is it increases your attack by 25% and your basic attacks will now deal an extra 200% true damage. And also your Shadow Slash, which is your ultimate, will deal a extra 1500% of true damage. The main draw about Falcia is that you have physical and magical damage that you're dealing with both, or better said, with one basic attack. One basic attack does both physical and magical damage. The Demon Slayer's Might is when you're dealing damage, deals extra damage equal to 20% of the hero's shield strength, which we already, I think, calculated back in the rework video to be pretty much just the amount of shield strength. I'll obviously revisit that again as a should you summon recommendation, but overall this just means the higher her shield, the more damage she deals. And when under Demon Slaying stance, each basic attack grants you a 15% base shield of your HP, stacking up to 80%, so that then also translates into you doing more damage with the Demon Slaying Might. And the Shadow Slash is the ultimate, where you deal 5 instances of physical, 5 instances of magical, so overall 1000% physical and magical damage each, and after the target dies you attack other targets. So overall you're looking at, in Demon Slaying stance, 1500% true damage, 1000 magic damage and 1000 physical damage. The whole thought process behind the developers with this whole kit and everything else was for her to also work in Abyss, for her to be able to help you with the physical side of things, with the magical side of things, and overall be a really useful unit to be used for both sides, but that never really translated into a whole lot. Now, with the poison comp being a thing, with Nerissa coming in, with fighters being more open, being able to be used, you notice that she did get a Esotericist faction as a rework. Before we talk about power expectations and everything else in between, what is important for you to know is this Lucent Flame artifact. We did already talk about the Lucent Flame artifact, or as it being important, but what it does is it is a flat increase to single target damage straight up in this first sentence, but the crucial part is right here. Extends the duration of Demon Slaying stance, meaning you go from a 6 to an 8 second duration, and when your ultimate is activated, you enter Demon Slaying stance immediately, guaranteeing that every single ultimate you get the full effect from the physical, from the magical, and then the true damage. Overall, Falcia is a single target beast. She does a lot of single target damage, and it is comparable in the realms of the Awakened Hexes, closer to like A3 Kigiris, in around like A3, A5 Wukong levels of damage. She does quite a lot, and you'll see that if you bring this artifact all the way up to 25, it gives you a 30% damage increase. Lucent Flame is incredibly important on Falcia to work. And another thing that's important to know for Falcia is that she has specialized attack speed. Specialized attack speed just means she reduces her attack interval more than other heroes naturally do with having attack speed. So Falcia is one of the best examples ever, or the best hero in the game even, to be using attack speed main stats on. Attack speed main stats a bit disdained, not as great as crit damage, not as great as attack, but on her it is something you should really use. For example, we have 220 attack speed total and we are already down to 1.2 second attack interval. Another very noticeable and very important part about Falcia is that she does not auto rage regen. She does not regenerate rage automatically, And the only way she regenerates rage is by getting attack or by attacking herself. So the higher you have her attack speed build, the more rage regen she generates, the more you can use her ultimate, the more damage she deals, yada yada yada. Though overall, at least still at this moment, and also without the Elder rework, she's not Kigiri level. She's not Wukong level. She's not a hero that appears on a banner that you have to get. She is someone you can reasonably skip. And then again, she is a hero you get guaranteed once you scrape together the 200 summons required. Overall, her main issue, I guess, is that she just doesn't do enough damage. If you want to defeat the magic shield, you're looking for someone that does full damage against the magic shield. If you want to defeat the physical shield, you look for someone that does full damage against the physical shield. It's the fact that she has this duality that at least just, very important, just in Abyss 1, she does not work. Now, pieces of content where she's incredibly good are obviously Guild Boss 2. She's going to be a just straight up incredible damage dealer. And now something very funny that some of you might know, some of you might not know. In Gear Dungeon 2, Falcia can take care of a lane by herself. She can take care of, for example, this middle lane or this left lane by herself because she does physical, because she does magical damage. And with her true damage together, if you build her properly enough, she can actually completely hold a lane on her own. Yeah, that's, I guess, the most interesting part. Then again, fighters aren't all that prevalent in these pieces of content here. Artifact Material Rage, she's more single target rather than AoE focused, so it's not as obvious. Here, I guess, Lord of Sticks, just for the raw attacks, just for the hit amounts, but also nothing super crazy for these ones. She's overall just pretty much, she's your best. She's the best northern damage dealer together with Cassiel. That's kind of it. And now she might come into the meta. She might become super relevant now that Nerissa's here, now that Nastia's here, now that Vaughn's here, now that Numera's here. These, these 4 units together, so Nerissa, Vaughn, Numera, Nastia, and then a Falcia, these 5 together might build the core of a really nice Abyss 1 team. So you have these 5, and then you pair it with Wukong, Kigiri, Torador, someone else, and then obviously healers. Might work, but I don't see it as anything that is super necessary to get. So if you have the summons lying around, if you know you're also going to be able to get Kigiri, or you don't need Kigiri but you somehow missed Falcia, she's a great hero to pick up, but she's not game breaking, she's not super crazy. I would mostly just take advantage of the event, get the resources, get some extra stuff, and overall be happy that this exists. But yeah, this is pretty much unprecedented that we now know what is going to happen for this week, for next week. We have the Ancient Banner already. This is pretty crazy.